Press the download button and get your favorite games. Cloudy Mountain, baby. It's gonna be awesome. Me and my friends, my amigos, we all have our controllers. We play in the house. Play in the house is a party because of our Amico. But there's no party without you. And that's why Amico. It's gonna be a blast. It's a party all night. It's a party all weekend. Because we got Amicos and friends. Since April, I got my Amico in the mail. I got my Founder Edition. Man, I'm sure maybe you're jealous. Well, you can just go on that website. I get an Amico for you. It can be the purple or the GTO red. I got a Founder Edition. I know you had to buy it before. But I know I'm lucky because I was following Tommy on Facebook. Yeah. Now it's not the same anymore, man. I make tons of friends, tons of amigos. And what you do with your PlayStation 2?
Yeah, I understand, man. But like, I'm sure we're gonna see Tommy again. I don't feel that he burned us either at all.
Yeah.
I just think Phil's kind of handling stuff right now. You know, as far as and Tommy hasn't gone anywhere. He's still, you know.
The show has an Amico-centric fan base. Show.
Well, you can't squeeze water from a rock so it's broke. And you can't expect Bill Adams to come back and cheer you up. And when Tommy Tallarico's gone, it sucks. Well, enough's enough. Oh, it's really enough. Amico forever. I think you gotta better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. Amico forever. I think you gotta better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. On and on and on. It just goes on and on and on. The physical games were useless from the start. Is he breaking world records, or is he just breaking your heart? The pandemic gets used only goes so far. Take a circuit card or an air guitar. Amico forever. I think you guys had better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. Amico forever. I think you guys had better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never. On and on and on. It just goes on and on and on.
And you can be pissed at me if you want. That's fine. I can't fix it. We can't fix it.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and I'm not going to sit here week in and week out and discuss this with you guys at this point, okay? I understand you are upset. I want you to get your refund. I do. If you want a refund, I want you to get it. But also understand, I have zero control over that. And so nobody here has any control over this. We can't answer it. We can't forward the password. We can't do anything with it. Take it to them. Your problem is with them. Take it to them. Try to talk to them. I can't fix it. I can't.
Yeah, it does get frustrating because I know a lot of people are like, hey, what's going on? Like, other than the updates that we get and my occasional reach out to go, hey, what's, anything we could say? Maybe we got a show coming up. Like,
Amico forever. I think you guys had better try to get your shit together. Amico forever. Yeah, you might get a demo unit, but your console should be never, 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 never.
Welcome, amigos. I am the totally good dude, TGD Game Studios. And of course, I'm joined by the one and only Finbar Advisory Board. What's up, Fab?
Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Hope we're having a blessed and an Amico day.
The internet is a silly, silly place, and we're being joined by a silly, silly guy making his Amico Forever debut here tonight. Special guest. You know him. You might not love him, but I like him. He's my buddy. Let's bring him out. Geeks Without Cash. What's up, Bob?
How's it going,
Hello,
guys?
Bob.
Welcome.
Can I make a quick request, please, TGD Game Studios?
Can
you please orientate it? Can you please orientate it so that Geeks with No Cash is in the top right and I'm on the bottom? I just think that will be better.
Nice.
I just think that's how it should look.
Oh, shit, it's Carl. Me. We have a great Amico Forever scheduled. Lots of actual, real Amico news to drop, as we always do, because it is a positive Amico stream. This is episode 77. I can't believe we've done 77 of these things here.
I'd just like to say I'm just here to support my friends. I know they're very passionate about the Intellivision Amico. I've got a few pre-orders. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to celebrate it and have a good time.
Fantastic. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Like I said, this is the positive stream. However, we're not going to be accused of running and hiding from all the questions that people have. We're not like the previous host of the Amico Forever, right? We actually address things. Last week we addressed some things, and once again I reached out to the Intellivision Amico No Ding Dongs Facebook group, and I said, guys, if there's any more questions you got, you let me know. You put them down, and I, TGD Game Studios, I'm crossing my hands. You can't see it, but I'm crossing my hands. I'll handle it. I'll take care of it for you. And wouldn't you know it, they had a few questions for us, gentlemen. Are you surprised?
Yeah, we'll help out as much as we possibly can as independent, non-associated people who just love the Amico.
We are just fans, but we are nothing if not fountains of knowledge, especially me.
Yeah. And just like last week, I don't want to dox anybody. So I went ahead and I wrote it down on my handy dandy piece of paper here. And we're going to read out the concerns of the Amico Facebook No Ding Dongs group. All right. This is from
some great people now.
Our gamer says, I noticed that the Amico comes with 2 controllers. However, there is myself, my wife, and my wife's boyfriend. How am I going to play the 3 of us with only 2 controllers? Well, you're in luck, because you might not know this. I know the information sometimes doesn't get out there. There's a lot of misinformation out on this silly internet. But you can actually use your phone app. Our gamer, you can use your phone app. So you, your wife, and your wife's boyfriend can all play the Amico together as one happy family.
Or you can just buy another controller at $59.99. Very cheap. Lots of technology in it. Very advanced features.
That's a steal. It's a steal at $59.99. I would buy like 6 or 7.
And just think about it. What's the current price of the Amico, guys?
$360.
That's not too bad. £60 a controller each. That's £120 worth of value.
I hear it may have to raise again slightly, but that's to be expected, isn't it? I think it's going to go to 560, but that doesn't matter because as long as we get we're Amico.
Yeah, as long as we get. I mean, I have my Founders Edition, 3 of them, in fact, locked in at the original price. That's why you should have jumped on it, like I did when it was available.
We'll jump on it now because it currently is about 370. So get on it now before it rises to 500, and you'll be getting yourself a bargain.
Yeah.
Or just buy a controller like what Bob did.
56K warning in the chat here says missed opportunity. It must be a female Amico fan. This opportunity. So
I like her.
to have a stuffed frog in the fort chair. Well, I didn't want to say this. I was going to keep this as a surprise towards the end, but I'm going to say it now. We actually have on the way, being sent to us from the previous host, a pooping flamingo to be in the fourth chair next week. Should be here. So Marty the flamingo will return to Amico forever.
Amazing.
Can't wait for that.
All right, we got one more question. This comes from a Mr. P. Adam. He says, guys, I love what you're doing. Great show. Awesome. I love the new host, especially that frog guy. He's very entertaining, very sexy. Well, thank you, Mr. P. Adam. However, I do have one issue. How can the Amico possibly be as good as you guys have said it is? There surely must be a catch. Please tell me what that catch is. There's no way something could have that much value, entertainment, and cost so cheap. I know that is a concern a lot of people had. Too good to be true is what I hear a lot these days about the Amico. But gentlemen, I assure you, and ladies, because the Amico is also for the ladies. I don't want to forget the female fans of the Amico. I can assure you it is exactly as advertised. It is 100% the exact thing that we've always said it has been on this show. And there's no reason to question anything that Tommy Tallarico has promised. I know you might have seen a silly video from Slope's Game Room. I could easily sit here and debunk that video. It'd take me all the 5 minutes. I could just tear it apart. 5 minutes. But I'm not going to do that. Why waste the 5 minutes, right?
I haven't even watched it. 4 hours. Who's got 4 hours to watch someone trashing
don't watch it.
a games
Don't
console, which is for families?
It's mostly misinformation and lies, to be quite honest with you.
I'm sure it is.
Everybody that he collabed with on that video is a liar. Not a proven liar.
Proven many times. People on this show, on this panel, have proven people that helped collaborate on that video were liars.
Bear with me. I'll be right back. My apologies.
Uh-oh. Geeks Without Cash is trying to go get some cash. There's also that there's also that other silly video that we could easily debunk, telling lies. They're jealous of Tommy Tallarico. Obviously when you're big, successful, people make hit pieces on you all the time. It comes with the territory. Tommy's used to it. I emailed him the other day laughing about this. The email came back, said, return to sender. The recipient cannot receive email from you. Funny game that me and Tommy play. Tommy's always playing these funny little games where he turns off his email and it returns the sender. Silly Tommy. Then I have to get a new email address so I can email him, and we do it all over again. That Tommy, he's a card, I tell you.
He's a rascal.
He's a little rascal. But we do have big news. And I don't know if we should wait for the Chicago video. I don't know if Blinded Braille is going to join us. If we should wait for that video. Or if we should just get into the news right away. Straight away into the news. Because there has
Let's
been
get into the news while we're waiting. Yeah. Let's do that first.
A lot of news. All right. So this is an official update from Phil Adam. I need like an Amico News Center, an ANN, Amico Nightly News. Here's your host, Geeks Without Cash. Bob, I would like you to, since you're the guest here, I would like you to read on the screen what I'm about to put up because it is shocking.
It's going to prove the haters wrong.
It's going to prove the haters wrong. So this is from Republic, Bob. I'll read the question. You read the answer. This is from a hater. Obviously, only haters ask these kind of questions. So I'll do my best hater impersonation. Phil, how about an update for us One with a date of 2023 would be nice. Does the company even exist still?
Phil Adam responds, "We've been working on finishing the console, firmware, and content. I have not moved to Europe, and we have not abandoned the company or the project, just limited on the number of people working on the project. I plan to come out with a more complete updated after current round of discussions and release some videos showing where we stand." Very clear.
Very, very clear. Complete transparency from the company.
A more complete updated is all we wanted to hear, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are working hard on the console, the firmware, and the content. And, I mean, the console's basically finished. How many people do they really need to work on it?
Well, I actually have. There's more evidence that the console is going to be finished really soon. And we're going to get to it. But just looking at this is very exciting news. The haters have been reporting that Phil Adam had moved to Sweden. I know Retro Bro has been very, he used to be nice. He used to be a nice guy. He believed in the Amico project. He was Tommy's best friend. Then he stabbed him in the back for a little clout. Stabbed Tommy in the back for just a little clout.
He's number one hater now.
And he's been spreading lies and misinformation on that silly internet that Phil Adam has moved to Sweden. Phil, it's confirmed right here. He hasn't moved to Europe. And as far as I remember, Sweden is in Europe. And Phil Adam would definitely not lie. I know that it's listed on his LinkedIn that he moved to Sweden, but that's because he was visiting his wife.
It's not possible. There. It's not possible for him to be communicating from Sweden because everybody knows they don't have the internet there.
Yes, that's a good point.
That is a good point.
I can have that. Bob can confirm that.
Yeah, I've never seen a Swedish person online. Yeah, never. Absolutely not. Never.
Could you imagine if there's like a YouTuber or something from Sweden? That would be so silly. Like a big gaming YouTuber. I couldn't even imagine. Like, could you imagine like Derby from Sweden?
Yeah.
Oh
people like that never become famous on YouTube, man.
Never.
No.
It's ridiculous. Silly. So there you go. Phil Adam is confirmed. They're still working on the project. They had to let a few people go. Some haters that had infiltrated the company and were trying to slow down the project, trying to, they were doing things. I don't want to say sabotage. I don't want to say it. But it sounds to me like there were some haters within the company that were sabotaging it. There, I said it. It's out there. A racist Swedish YouTuber. Yeah, could you imagine if there's like a Swedish YouTuber who's like, Derby, I'm going to hire guys from Fiverr, y'all. And they're going to pull up a sign and say things, y'all. I could never imagine that. It'd be too ridiculous to even think, to even contemplate such clownish. So there you go. Official news straight from the horse's mouth. Phil Adam says, company still exists. Project still exists. It's not abandoned. It's just limited. They're still working. They're still working on it. In fact,
sorry.
Before one of these silly guys here tried to cut us off, Bob is not used to being on streams. He forgot etiquette, but it's okay. We'll remind him. Keep it positive here, Bob. We actually have pictures and proof of Phil Adams working hard. Would you like to see it? Would you like to see it? Who in the chat would like to see the evidence of Phil Adams working hard? Give me a 1. Give me an Amico 1 in the chat. If you want me to produce evidence to shut the haters up and show you guys that Phil Adams is working hard. We'll wait. Now, we got a 1 from Mitty. Mitty says 1. He wants to see it. Anyone else interested in seeing this proof? Tommy Amico, he wants to see it. John Alvarado wants to see it. The Rock, good friend of mine, good friend of Tommy's. Tommy introduced me to The Rock. Tommy was talking to The Rock. I was hiding behind a rock while Tommy was talking to The Rock. So he's like my friend too.
He was talking to you by osmosis.
Through osmosis. So I'm going to share the evidence. We know that Intellivision has been trying to get updated licenses to games, right? And one of the greatest games of all time, one of the greatest arcade games, is Tapper, right? We all love Tapper.
Oh, very much so.
And so I have it on good authority that Phil Adam was out there trying to get the license for Tapper. There he is. working hard, getting hands-on experience so he can translate that to an accurate Tapper game.
God bless this man.
Look at him. Does that look like the face of a man who hasn't worked the last 24 hours?
That's a man currently hard at work. Look, feeling himself up, ready for the day.
It's clear to see he's a hard worker, man.
A cocktail laced with beer. That's working juice.
Look at those eyes. Look into those eyes. Those sweet, soft, baby blue eyes, and tell him that you don't believe that he's working hard. You're going to break that man's heart. Do you want to break that man's heart? I don't. I believe in you, Phil. Phil, I believe in you. But that's not the only proof. That's not the only proof, because we also know that the Amico has a unique, multi-directional, multi-vibrational, gyroscopic accelerometer controller. And what would that be good for, gentlemen? What game would that be good for? That's right, golf.
Would be good.
Golf.
Wow.
And there he is out there testing out the Amico controller in golfing conditions. You're going to tell me that man's not hard at work.
That sounds like a killer app to me.
It sounds like the greatest app ever.
That's Phil clearly doing some networking there.
Clearly.
That's what it's all about.
And all you haters are out there posting misinformation, lies, making videos, 4-hour documentaries. Who has time to make a 4-hour documentary? Tearing down a simple, family-friendly, affordable company with entertainment. Huh? Who has that kind of time? Nobody.
The haters, man. The haters.
Only the haters. The no-life losers that don't have families, right? They don't have families. They live in mommy's basement. Yeah. Special thanks to Holly and her dogs for paying for this year's golf membership. Yeah, Holly, thank you for helping Uncle Phil. That's what we call him around here. Around these parts, we call him Uncle Phil, just like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Rich Uncle Phil, Molly, we thank you for helping Rich Uncle Phil here get on the golf course so he can test out golf in real life, and then he can translate that to the great golf game sure to come for Amico. Tommy calls him Dr. Phil. Well, I know him a little bit better than you, Tommy. I mean, he did bless us with this show. He did say, go ahead, I give you my full blessing to do Amico forever, to do it forever. And that's why we call him Uncle Phil around these parts.
Yeah. There seems to be some naysayers and doubters out there that think this show is some kind of joke. But we can assure you, we've had the blessing of Intellivision.
100%. We would not do this show. I call him that because he gives me drugs. Whoa. The only drug Phil has ever given me is the drug of joy, which comes with playing an Amico. It's a big dish that holds 2 giant pills of joy called Amico controllers.
Yeah. We're only high on life here. Aside from Bob, who's probably high on weed.
Which is a kind of life because it grows in the ground.
Yeah.
Natural, organic.
Natural, yeah. Organic.
Herbal.
All right. Now, if that isn't enough proof that the project is moving forward, Phil clearly didn't move to Sweden. Clearly he's on the golf green learning golf in order to make an Amico game. Clearly he's in the bar learning how bars work so we can make a great tapper game for us. If that isn't enough proof, all you haters, all you doubters who said you just bought little wall decorations, little biodegradable boxes. Remember, you're all making fun of us for believing in the company and spending hundreds of dollars on box sets. You're all going to be jealous now when I show you this next bit of Amico news.
Ooh.
You ready for it?
Indeed.
There it is. This is from the Intellivision My Shopify website. We'll be back soon. You know what that means? Sold
More
out.
games.
Sold out.
Oh.
The entire Shopify sold out.
We told you to get
I
in there
cannot
quick.
believe it.
That means they have the money to make Amicos. You thought that they weren't going to have the money? Someone went and bought the entire shop out. That's why they're it's not working, because they're just out. They're out of product completely. Steven Graphics says, I hope TGD gets the next test unit. I do too.
My jaw's hitting the floor. I'm so hype.
I mean, I have my box games here. I have 9 of them because I do have an extra one. I have an extra Finnegan Fox, which I got from Gen X Gamer.
Does he not like Finnegan Fox?
I won a contest.
Oh.
Well, I've just got my consoles on pre-order. I'm very happy to wait. I'm in no rush to get it. I mean, I've got plenty of other consoles to play for now. When I get it, I get it. I'll get the games when they come out.
That's a great attitude to have. Great attitude. And Oliver really here, apparently, Oliver says, wait, does this mean you can't buy shirts anymore? You can't. He might have gotten the last shirt. Lucky guy, Oliver. You're a lucky man. You might have gotten the last Amico shirt.
That'll be a collector's item now, Oliver.
Corell says, trust the plan, guys. Amico dropping soon. Tianon gave us the clues in his video games live short. And after deciphering, I'm confident we're on the runway, boys. We're on the launch pad. We're on the runway to the launch pad. And soon we're going to be taking off to the stars.
Yeah, we're being taxied.
To the moon.
No, not to the moon,
the launch
Bob.
pad.
No, we're not going to the moon. We're going further than that.
Wow.
Boys, Uranus is the goal. And we're going to go deep into Uranus.
That's why I got my Galaxy Purple on pre-order.
So there it is. As you can see, Shopify down. It's out. But you think that's enough proof? Do you think that's enough proof? Because it's not. Because I have even more proof. If the haters, who there's no haters in the chat, because the haters are too scared to show up here, right? If there's a hater in the chat, I would gladly send them a link so I could destroy them live on air and just tear apart all their misinformation. But there's no haters in the chat because they're too scared to show up to an Amico Forever stream. Obviously. My man Finbar, advisory board here, he would drop so much logic, so many facts and logic, it'd be blown away, completely blown away. But like I said, there's a little bit more proof here. Little bit more proof.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
They've had so many orders that the Amico Best Buy Canada has started canceling pre-orders. The demand was so high that Best Buy Canada said, hey guys, we took your order accidentally because we've obviously taken way more pre-orders than we thought we were going to get. They just came in rushing in. We didn't have the infrastructure set up properly to tell us when we hit the limit. So now they had to refund a bunch of people. So a bunch of people got refunded, Amicos, their pre-orders, unfortunately. You can go to Intellivision.com, pre-order it. They'll happily take your pre-order, lock you in that current price. But you might...
Incredible.
What are you waiting for?
Nice OBP can get his at Best Buy Canada soon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The demand was so high. So high.
This is really great news because there's no point in them manufacturing 10,000 consoles. That'd be a waste of resources. They've got to get enough pre-orders, which it seems like they're just flowing in now. So we can actually get like a good run, get good install base. Everyone can get their Amicos.
Yeah, pretty soon everybody is going to be getting their Amicos. Well, everybody but the haters who are going to be jealous. They're going to be so sad and so jealous when they see all the videos we make, Bob. All the videos, Fab, that when we're out here playing our Amicos with our families. That's right, our families. Because Amicos for fucking families. And the haters, they're going to be stuck playing their PlayStations and their Xboxes and their Nintendo Switches by themselves.
Full of bugs, no games.
Yeah.
Families, you're on a headset in a dark room. It's just sad. We're going to be having fun here.
Tommy O says they should manufacture the full 3 billion Amico now. That's what I said. I actually told Tommy he should just pull the trigger on all 3 billion. But he said that if he put all 3 billion out at once, that the scalpers would obviously start gobbling them up, and that the real fans wouldn't get them, right? And that could be an issue.
Well, I suggested they should take full payment up front for each unit, but he refused to do that. He said that's not transparent. That's he said that may look bad. So he said I won't be doing that, and I respect that. I respect Tommy for that.
And I'm no expert on the manufacturing process, how they put these together. But surely, if they're producing 3 billion, that's going to drive the manufacturing costs way down.
Well, no, it's okay. Phil
quantity.
I believe Phil is doing all 3 billion by hand currently.
Wow, what a man!
So that's why he looks so thin in those photos.
3 billion by hand. Plus, he's still out there making deals, getting licenses,
networking on the golf course, drinking beers inside cocktails. He's a machine, man. The guy's a machine. Much respect.
Amazing, incredible.
Finished there, Bob.
Don't mind me.
That fucking broke me. I got a break.
Huh? What?
Are we having a bike match?
Hell yeah. What are we eating today, Bob?
Food?
No crab legs? We're not having any crab legs?
No. I don't like fish.
Food is your favorite dish?
Crab's not a fish. Is crab a fish? Crab's not a fish.
It's crustacean. Still, it's very fishy.
It's not a fish.
Very
though.
fishy.
Fish
Well,
are
it smells
fish.
fishy. Yeah, I know fish are fish, but it lives in the sea,
fish.
don't it? It's smelly. It's crustacean.
I think they live in the
lives in
ocean.
the sea, but he's not a fish.
This is true. Is the Little Mermaid a fish?
Half fish, but
Yeah, pretty much.
like you could eat the bottom
Pretty
half
much.
of her. Let's not get into that. Let's not.
You want to eat
Let's
her
not
out
get
from the
into
bottom half? She's underage. I think you should.
Don't try and tell me that if you were offered a lap dinner. Let's forget that. Let's move on.
Oh, I haven't got any cash, man. This is what frustrates me. All these people coming to us asking about refunds. If I could refund you, I would, but I'm geek without cash. I ain't got no cash to refund you. If you want your refund, go speak to the company.
Who's asking for refunds? See, this is what bothers me. I'm going to get on my high horse here for a moment, if you don't mind. Okay. Now, look, don't worry about your pre-order money or your console. It's coming. Okay. The idea that the company's going to go bankrupt is nonsense. And anyway, even if it did, companies do this all the time, right? Companies went Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and then what they'll do is they'll set up another LLC where they will transfer all the assets to that LLC, and they will allow the other company to liquidate, and then you'll get your Amico, because what happens is the debt from the old company dies with the old company, and the new company will be able to run debt free. I mean, this happens, I think, maybe with about 75 to 80% of new companies. So, and I know you guys out there, I know you don't really understand the business aspect of it all like I do, but like I say, you've got nothing to worry about. You will get your Amico, and you will get your refund if you want it, but I honestly suggest that you hold on, don't get your refund, because it will mean I'll get my Amico sooner. Thank you.
Yeah, well, there you
Enjoy
go.
your McDonald's, Bob.
Thank you.
Very, very eloquently spoken, Fab. I appreciate it.
You had my full attention the whole time.
Now there is one more order of business before we get into the silliness, right? Before we get into the Amico silliness, because we are a silly show. I don't know if you know this, gentlemen, but the Intellivision recently was shown off here in Chicago, in my home city. Were you made aware of this fact?
No.
Yeah.
I was, but I obviously I'm not in the neighbourhood, so I had to rely on you to go and see it.
Well, I didn't go. I was going to, but then Tommy's like, no, there's going to be a lot of famous people there. He didn't want me to spook them.
Right.
So he's like, famous people are very, very fidgety. They spook easily when non-famous people are around them. Tommy, he said being so famous, he had to get used to not famous people being around. That's why he's so good with us, being my best friend and all. We have matching tattoos. Well, I have a tattoo that says Tommy and then he's going to get the other half of the heart on his arm. So it says Tom and Tony. I got my half. He said, eventually he's going to, he doesn't like needles. So but eventually he's a sugar.
Right.
But anyway, they were here in Chicago for a special event. And they actually allowed me to go ahead and debut the upcoming trailer.
Ooh.
So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a look at it. I hope you guys are excited as I am.
I'm excited.
Very, very excited.
Here it is, gentlemen. As you can see, Amico Chicago. It's official. It's got the Amico logo. I don't know how much more official you need to make this.
Let's go.
I accidentally muted myself. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. And I hope you guys enjoy. This was put together by the company. You might recognize there's a famous song. I mean, they actually got a famous song to accompany this video. And there's a few celebrities. You might recognize a few of the celebrities in here. So I hope you hold on to your hats. So I'm going to let it rip.
"18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks." Hot, hard, buff cowboys, their cocks throbbing hard. 18 more wild cowboys out in the yard.
こうデコレーションするかっていう表現のデザインってありますよね。で、その表現のデザインの部分ってね、やっぱり年寄りはね、やっぱり benefit to our people.
There was nothing fancy about it on any level. I've certainly missed that and have tried to find that again in my later life.
調整っていうのが、すごく効いてくるんですよ。細かいところが。
So intrigued by the idea that you perform.
Hey, it's my job. I love it.
Now what?
And I'm very happy for them.
So, these are overrated people. I see who it is. I mean, you can mention name after name. By the way,
Don't.
Incredible.
Iron Max.
Wow. See, pure proof. Shiggy is Tommy Tallarico's good friend.
His best friend. I mean, we can rewind it. I don't know if you noticed all the people in the video.
Hideo Kojima.
Let's see.
The Rock.
And then look.
More wild
He's currently in the chat.
They're honest, 100% honest reactions.
Tommy worked.
What do you have to say about that, haters? Shigeru Miyamoto. What does he say? Let's hear it again.
っていう表現のデザインってありますよね。で、その表現のデザインの部分ってね、やっぱり
The Amico is very fun. Tommy is one of my oldest friends. He was one of my influences when I was president of Nintendo.
年寄りはね、やっぱり benefit.
Dalai Lama says it's a benefit.
A holy one.
A holy one.
Yeah.
Just don't suck his tongue.
To our people.
There was nothing fancy about it on any level. I've certainly
Jamie
missed
Lee,
that
wow.
and have tried to find that again in my...
See, nothing
Beautiful,
fancy.
man.
Simple. It's a simple, family-friendly, affordable video game console that you haters have been trying to destroy.
Later life.
調整っていうのが、
Hideo Kojima, one of the greatest video game designers. What does he have to say? He says, the Amico is very fun. Tommy is one of my oldest friends. He was my influence when I created Metal Gear. Tommy influenced. A little known fact, but Metal Gear, Solid Snake is actually based on Tommy Tallarico.
I can see that now.
すごく効いてくるんですよ。細かいところが。
So intrigued by the idea that you
PewDiePie.
Oh, I miss PewDiePie.
I don't know who he is. I've never heard of this guy, but he said he's so intrigued by the idea.
I believe he's a Twitch
Hey, it's
streamer.
my job.
Some guy named Marky Pliers. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He's got a big head. Looks like an E.
I love it.
Now what?
Um,
And then some other guy said I want it. Like some guy off screen was just like, I want it. This guy, The Rock. Who I
big
previously
fan of
told you
video
that,
games.
Yeah, big fan. I
We're-
met him.
We're friends of The Rock. He was in the chat earlier, so we're good friends. He's a friend of the show.
Devil Minji says this is the second most atrocious thing I've seen Jamie Lee Curtis in during the last year.
Oh, come on. She's a beautiful woman.
Is that the wax Jamie Lee?
I'm very happy for them.
So, these are overrated people. I see who it is. I mean, you can.
I believe this was cut wrong, but he was actually talking about the people who work for Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox. Former President Donald Trump.
Mention name after name. By the way,
Don't.
Joe Biden was
President
confused.
Biden.
Yeah, he thought someone was. He thought it was a soap bar, and he thought
Somebody
was
just
gonna
woke
use
him
it.
up. Yeah, somebody just woke him up and surprised him.
I like The Rock because he never uses steroids. He's just much bigger now. When he's in well, that's from using the Amico. He played a lot
Clean
of
living.
Amico bowling.
The cornhole.
Yeah. I heard The Rock is a huge cornhole fan. He just loves the cornhole.
Yeah.
And look at that. Mad Max even came out to support Tommy. He wore his mask so many times that it upgraded to the gold mask from silver.
Amazing. Beautiful.
He's a Mark III Mad Max. No.
He's got a little funky music going. Look at that. So there it is. 100% proof. They were here in Chicago. Lots of celebrities.
What more proof do you need, guys?
Devil Minji says, to be fair, Biden's reaction to the Amico is pretty typical. That's why the real marketing is so important. Exactly.
Well, it's designed for people of his age, so.
Very easy to play for all ages.
Yeah.
Anyone can just pick it up and just play straight away. So simple.
And I don't know if you guys noticed that very famous song that was in the video.
No.
I can play it again. Maybe you guys can. Should I play the song again? Maybe you guys could figure out what it is.
Yeah, I'll just mute my mic while you're playing it. If you
No, don't mute your mic.
Okay.
Look at that bass line.
Oh, I know that song.
Naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanted to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks. Hot herd buff cowboys, their cocks throbbing hard. 18 more wild cowboys out in the yard.
Someone in the chat actually got it correct. That is Ram Ranch.
Oh.
Who's the
I don't
artist?
get that at all.
I forget the artist's name. It's very famous. You might be familiar with Ram Ranch. They actually they had the big convoy over there in Canada, the big Canadian strike. What was it, like the truck driver strike?
No.
They actually used that in protest to the protest. They actually played Ram Ranch on the radio groups, the little like truck drivers. It was almost like a Discord groups or whatever. They would play Ram Ranch.
Is that why Blinded Braille's not here? Is he a trucker? Is he on strike?
Maybe.
Hope he gets his pay rise.
Damn Canadians. I mean, like, yeah, terrible what they're going through.
Oh, that was that was a while back. It's over now. It's over now.
Mm.
And actually, a friend of the channel, you might heard of him. He's a little known YouTuber / musician by the name of Justin Wang. He actually just did a video on Ram Ranch today. He just released it. It was published about the history of the song and everything. So if you're interested in hearing more Ram Ranch, swing on by Justin Wang's channel. Tell him the frog sent you.
Ram Ranch by Wang.
He'll know exactly who I am. I mean, he'll play the same game that Tommy probably plays, and he'll be like, who the hell's the frog? What are you talking about? But that's just a game we play, guys. Famous celebrities play this game all the time. Is that song by Metal Jesus? No.
It sounds very familiar.
Down Forward Punch says, I watched it. Great video. It is a great video. It is. He gets wasted and said everybody's having a tab. What? Yeah, so DJC, he put out a video. He's trying to distance himself from the Amico. He's doing some new show called the DJC Show or something.
Excellent.
That's a pretty good name. Don't know how he came up with that. I wish him all the best in his future endeavors.
I wish we could just have our own show, like a DJC show, that we could air it like 1 week before DJC and steal his thunder.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we signed a pretty lucrative deal for this show, so I'm not complaining. John,
no.
Oh,
if you're in the chat still, I'm not complaining.
What's up, James Whitman? He says, heck yeah, Amico forever and ever and ever.
Forever.
We actually, Phil Adam has been working real hard, so let's check back in with our man on the street.
I'm back. Still have the camera set up. Jasper, are you getting this? Thanks. Just want to let you guys know I got kicked out for a 5th time. This time I told him I was the ice cream man. But I didn't have any ice cream. Well, I had some in my pocket, but I ate it. That's a whole other story. But we're hearing more papers rustling, pens clicking. I think someone's placing an order for coffee.
Hey, we can hear you in here. You're disturbing our meeting.
That's all we have tonight.
You're the guy with the ice
I
cream
hope we
in his
can bring you
pockets.
some more next week.
The police are downstairs
Until
ready
then,
to arrest you.
It's quiet time. I'm out of here.
Oh, they're back in quiet time again? Thank you for being out there, Art Big Fella. Nolster says DJC's new show looks like it'll be him drinking, playing video games, drinking, playing pinball, drinking, yelling at Mike Mullis for not talking about Pac-Man, drinking, playing darts, drinking, crying about the Amico, drinking, crying about Tommy, not returning his phone calls, and then drinking.
It sounds like a fun time.
Silly gooses.
Yeah.
Or silly goose.
Silly goose. Because that internet is a silly place.
It is indeed.
Y'all missing out. What are we missing out on? We're not missing out on anything. We have Amico forever. Forever.
And we really do mean forever.
Yes.
We're never gonna let it go. We're gonna be here every single week to remind you Amico existed at one point.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing, Bob? I'm serious.
No reason. I'm not breaking character at all.
This is all we have. We need this. God damn it! Please come out with the Amico, Phil. Make the Amico happen.
Just be
Please
patient.
take no notice
It's
of
coming.
my
It's
colleagues
coming.
here. They're just going through a bit of hysteria. Now, this is actually a good thing though, because it shows that they're excited for the Amico.
Super excited. Forever. Yeah, I'm gonna get the clip of the Sandlot. Forever.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways.
Yeah. We got a couple of things to go over here. From the last regime, just some like house cleaning from the last regime. Yeah, see, John Alvarado, we signed a contract, and we're gonna be here for a while, gentlemen. We're gonna be here.
Excellent.
Tommy said,
NDA, so can't say too much.
I understand John was targeted by some trolls earlier on today. I hope everything's okay, John.
Yeah, he did have to change accounts because some trolls targeted his previous account because can't have fun on the internet. Trolls gotta be targeting people. I'm not saying any names. Carl, Snow Black.
The internet is a silly place, full of silly people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a video game console, guys. Come on.
Keep your hands off our John, okay? Don't touch your John.
It's for families.
Tommy Uyamiko says, me and Sweet are going to fight to be the last Amico stand. You can't be, because we're going to be
here. The three of us. No. The three of us will be the last 3 Amicos standing. Because we're doing this show forever.
Forever.
Until the last one of the 3 of us dies.
We have 21 people in the chat now. Make sure you slam that like button. Every like allows us 10 more minutes outside in the sun. I mean, no, John, I didn't say that. John, please don't lock me in the basement.
And if you want, you can join the Silly Fun Club.
99 cents. You could be a tadpole. You get nothing. I don't have any perks. You just get a little thing next to your name that says that you gave me 99 cents. To be fair, you guys are older.
To be fair, you suck dick.
Oh.
Older than who?
Tommy Uyamiko and Sweet and Tender. They said that we're older than them.
I doubt that very much. I'm in my 20s. Sure Bob is as well.
I'm only 25, so.
Yeah. 22.
I'm 19.
Yeah, I believe that one, Robert.
Just said a hard paper round.
Now, again, there's been a lot of news, a lot of good news happening here on the internet. And one of the sillier corners of the internet, there was actually some more positive news. I don't know if you're familiar with a man by the name of Guido Henkel.
Oh, yeah, good friend.
Very important person.
Very important. Principal software engineer at Intellivision, award-winning game developer, producer, writer, sound designer, composer, ebook guru, and jack of all. But most importantly, friend of the channel. Now, you might be familiar with a man by the name of Seamus Black. Have you heard of him? Blackley.
Why is
Seamus Blackley.
Oh. No, I'm not up to date with what the kids are into.
Is he a friend of yours, Tony?
You've never heard of Seamus Blackley? The father of Xbox?
I don't play that stupid console up.
Who's this guy? I mean, you got Tommy Tallarico. He's probably the most famous console person.
And he's making the only console that matters as well. So why would we play Xbox?
Well, Seamus Blackley is best known for creating and designing the original Xbox in 2001. And he just so happens to be a personal friend of our personal friend, Guido Henkel. And we're going to show you proof of how great friends they are. Because this is a tweet by Seamus Blackley. Sorry, Seamus Blackley. Admission, years ago, and for several years, I tried very hard to find a way to buy Atari and restart it. It is a great American brand and has such a rich, important heritage. I wasn't able to figure it out. This was a tweet from June 21st, 2018. Seamus, do I got good news for you? Because an even more important company is calling. That's right. Our man Guido Henkel here, just a few days ago, replied. He said, "Why didn't you join us when we tried to bring Intellivision back? We could have used someone like you since you had gone through the process of building console from scratch before." So there it is. Guido is now in talks with Seamus Blackley to help on the Intellivision Amico. One step closer to the launch, man.
Another hater there trying to get involved. Like,
I was just about to point this out. Some hater by the name of Sega Snatch, whatever.
Who's that nobody?
Some nobody. He probably lost any interest the moment he found out Tommy Tallarico as well. He probably lost interest because he didn't want to be overshadowed by the greatness that is Tommy Tallarico. I understand, completely understand. Guido smacking him down says, "No one asked you at Sega Snatchers." That's right, no one asked you. So there you go. Guido Henkel out there making the connections, making the moves, reaching out to people.
You know what's nice? Sweet curry sauce, burger. Nice.
Sweet curry sauce.
I had talked about doing this before, Bob. I talked about getting a quarter pounder with cheese plain and pouring that sauce on it. I never got the chance.
I've never had curry sauce. You know who's really a fan of curry sauce? Samit Agarwal. Samit in our Middle Eastern office for Intellivision.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stereotype them. I'm just saying Indian people like curry sauce.
Oh yeah, I'm part Indian. Well, Sri Lankan.
I'm not going to hold that against you, but we all make our own choices, Bob. If you want to be Sri Lankan and do that degenerate stuff with other men, it's fine. It's all inclusive console. It's for straights, for Sri Lankans,
furries.
Sumit is a good guy. He's a great guy. I called him up the other day. I phoned him. I rang him, as the Brits say. I rang him. I said, I dialed him up. And he was like, bling, bling, because, that's the phone, bling, bling. He says, hello? Who is calling me at this hour? I said, oh, sorry, Sumit. I forgot time zones are a thing. So, but it's me from Amico Forever. He said, who the fuck Amico Forever? This is some bullshit. I never invested in Amico. I don't know you. Who the fuck are you? I said, whoa, Sumit, it's me.
He spent some time in Mexico, didn't he, Sumit?
A little bit. I said, it's me, Tony TGD, the guy. Go to hell, you motherfucker. And then he hung up on me. That's a game we play. We play this game all the time. So
you play a lot of games with these people, Tony.
Sudesh raised a good boy, great boy. We love our Sumit. Okay, there we go. If you're using the Geek Without Cash handle, you have to be eating. 90% Cholo, 10% what the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm not great with voices.
But that's why he's allowed to do it. So don't cancel him, please.
Yeah. I could do it better, but then it'd be a little racist. And then,
Indeed.
Apparently when I do the redneck voice, no one complains. That one's okay. Hey, if I could go ahead and do that one. I do the Indian
But that's
voice.
because you are a white redneck, so you're allowed to do it.
Every single time I do a voice, people are like, Bob, never do that again. Never.
That's because you're just so good at them, and people are just, they just can't meet your standard.
Yeah.
That's why it is.
Well, I don't want to show anyone up with my verbal skills.
I can't do impressions, so I don't bother.
I don't do impressions. I'm just a guy who tells stories. And the other day I was actually in, a little corner store. I forget what that was, like Bob's Food Market or some shit like that. I was in there, and so I walk in, and guy says hello. Hey, what's up? And suddenly, from the back of the store, I heard, I recognize that voice. I said, whoa, what? You recognize that voice? I said, I recognize that voice. You that motherfucker from Amico Forever, isn't you? And I said, whoa.
Wow.
Why would you say that? He said, I know you, motherfucker. You the one out there with that Amico Forever show spreading that racist console all over the internet. And I said, you must be confused because the Amico, it's a family-friendly console for everybody, for all colors of the rainbow. I said it's for white people, for off-white people, for people that are slightly less white, some people that are slightly more white. Every color of the white, the Amico's for. I don't understand why you would think that this is a racist console. And after I explained that, she said, well, I'm sorry. And I said, okay. And she went about her business. It's a true story, 100%. Hey, Tony, what do you think of blackface? It's wrong and you should never do it.
Yeah, Mr. Popo don't count, though.
Mr. Popo's not blackface. That's not real black.
No, that's a character.
Hey, Shigeru's here.
Shiggy, my pal, my buddy. Dude, I love you.
Yeah.
Good to see you,
Shiggy. Not only is the Amico console all-inclusive for every color of the white, but also, people were asking about the LGBTQ community last week. First off, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I am part of the LGBTQT community. Latino getting barbecue today, and that's what I got.
Nice.
But also, the Amico, they're unveiling a new slogan. It's going to come out in June. The June slogan is going to be Amico for him, for her, for Zim, for Zer. And it's going to have a pride flag on it.
Most excellent. Very inclusive.
Cool, man. Cool. Looking forward to seeing that.
Love for everybody.
Where's my pay from Geek? Well, you got to talk to Nick Richards is the money guy. Nick Richards he handles the checks. He handles. It would be pronounced Seamus. What would be pronounced Seamus? I'm confused, Dodgen. Very.
I'd just be curious. I know Shiggy's a big, important person. I'd just be curious about him working on the Wii with Tommy Tallarico. That guy Tommy knows his audio. And
I'm the creator of Mario, Zelda, and the Geek Getaway. You are.
Did Tommy help with any of the melodies with any of those songs? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Sweet and Tender says, oh, crap, are we going to get banned for asking LGBT questions like the other show? Never. You would never get banned for that because all-inclusive means all-inclusive here at Amico Forever. We respect all pronouns, all 56 of them. Like I said, from him, her, to Zim, Zer. I'm not going to call you them, but we respect them. Respect the hell out of them. As long as you stay there. Be quiet. Don't get too loud. Don't be too fabulous. Settle down. And we'll respect you. No problem.
Oh, pardon.
I mean, I don't know if you heard the song that was in the trailer. I mean, that was pretty LGBTQ friendly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Very inclusive.
I like this more inclusive, less racist version of Amico Forever. Yeah. Bud Light is not the official beer because beer is not family friendly. Seamus. What about Seamus? Gotcha. I'm confused. I identify as a 2017 Ford F-150. That's a nice truck. That's a good truck. Solid truck. I don't know if you know this, but in the Thong song by Cisco, he says she got dumps like a truck because, trucks got them fat asses.
That just reminds me of the GTO Red Amico. Oh, that's beautiful.
Ferrari Red, right?
Yeah. I don't get the Zim Zer thing yet. Almost feels like punishment, but I don't know. There is such a thing as Blue Mag. Is there Blue Mag? Never heard of that. White Claws are okay. White Claws are perfectly acceptable because they just taste like fuzz and someone yelling a flavor at you. That's what a White Claw is, basically. It's like drinking static.
White Claw.
And there's no claw. There's no law when you're drinking the claw.
I saw some White Claw. I nearly got some.
Did you?
In my local supermarket, Tesco's.
I had some in honor of the Amico one day, and I didn't like it. It wasn't that good. I was very disappointed in it.
That's a shame.
Uh,
I am white trash, so I might have to get some.
Are you white trash? Or I thought like all British people are like super intelligent and they think they're better than us because of their stupid accents that no one likes.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
They
I
always
mean,
think
we
they're so
pronounce
smart.
the Queen's English. We talk properly. We speak correctly. We pronounce and enunciate our words perfectly.
We always think we're so smart with our stupid prick British accents, don't we?
Yeah, your stupid prick British accent.
Indubitably.
I don't know if you guys want to hear the alternate take. There was a different song originally in that trailer. There was a different song. I actually talked Phil Adam out of using the original song. I don't know if you guys want to hear it. Maybe you could decide if the original version, the song would have been better, or the current.
Some deleted scenes, hell yeah.
Well, it's not deleted. Like I said, it's just a song. I'm just going to play the song, and then you could just kind of imagine how this would have worked with
some B-sides, hell yeah.
Some B-sides, yeah, something like that. So you're going to hear the music. You're not going to see any video because we don't want to give away too much. This is like a family-friendly. You can hear this, Bob, or no?
Very relaxing.
I thought it was too relaxing. A little religious, a little.
It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the
Family friendly, right? Just talking about having a good time.
Gay old time. Very positive. Promoting our working men in the Navy.
I mean, I get gay with the boys all the time. It's great to have a bit of fun, isn't it?
Oh, of course. I get gay with the boys when we're having a barbecue with lots of sausage.
We'll have to get together sometime, Bob, and get gay together.
Oh, for sure. Anytime. Make sure you bring a pack of wieners.
I will.
I'll gobble them down.
You got to cease to delay.
Loving this. Speaks to me. Big respect to all our men in the forces and women and Zimzas and others.
Yeah.
See, brotherly love.
Nothing wrong with that in Alabama.
It's a matter of size. Hey man, gay man, pick up the soul. Get on your knees and pray. Hey man, gay
I'll get on my knees anytime.
You got to cease to delay. The game. It's okay to be gay. Let's rejoice with the boys in the gay way. Okay to be gay. Pray for the kind of man that you will find in the gay way. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah.
Very religious. I thought it was a little too religious.
Now remember,
Beef burger.
between kneeling down and bending over.
You got the double. You like that extra meat, how about?
Oh yeah, double fill me.
So there you go. That was the original song that was going to be in the trailer.
Oh, I think they should have gone with the original, man. I think you made a big mistake telling them not to.
Well, you think they should have went with that one? You think they should have went with that one, Bob?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
the
it
underlying
was good, right?
positivity, the shout out
Yeah,
to the
I'm
Navy.
all for positivity. I'm all for positivity. It was good, but however, I just think it's not a good idea. I think the first one was good because it's not a good idea to invoke images of a navy or some kind of army when you're dealing with the retro community.
Violence, explosions,
it's
guns.
It was a little
anybody
religious
who does
too,
that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like getting on your knees and pray.
Yeah,
That was maybe some people who are not religious might have been.
Yeah, maybe it's not entirely inclusive. So
Yeah.
the first song was good. It said the right
That's what I
message.
thought. All right, we're gonna go over this long. See how I said that there? This is a post from March 13th, 2020.
I like it long.
I know you do. It's from the previous host, Retro Advisory Board. And as you can see, it is a massive.
Well, my predecessor.
Massive fucking comment. And this is with giant text too, right? Let me see if I get I'm gonna try to get all of this all in one shot. Damn it! There we go. So here it is. The massive text. Sit back. You're gonna need a cold one for this. It's gonna be a long one. I'll do my best. Rab impersonation. A bit of a diversion from the discussion for a premise, maybe more theory than anything, and putting a very heavy cart before the horse. But the video game industry needs Intellivision, needs Amico. We're excited about Amico for all sorts of reasons. This little merry band of Atari age followers are passionate about a company that appears to get us. We're excited about sharing a console with our significant others, our young children, our aging parents. We saw a release or a trailer reel or the reveal, and we're out of our seats excited. Perhaps in part by nostalgia. Perhaps more because a company is shaking things up we find stale. Maybe it's all of the above. So far, I'm loving what Rab has to say. Rab speaking to me on a deep personal level.
He's very knowledgeable of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very experienced. He understands the full process of it.
The full breadth and scope of the television.
Us mere mortals would never understand this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know it's a long post as well, but thankfully it's full of important information. So
every word.
Good on you, Rab.
What the hell's the guy? Kubrick. He's like the Kubrick of posters, right? Because when Kubrick, every shot, every frame is like a picture. Because Kubrick, is such a genius at filmmaking. Well, every word in a Rab post is like a novel unto itself. It's like a piece of history. Dare I say it? It's almost like when Moses had the 2 stone tablets. That important. Every word. But I will continue. But none of that gets at a larger existential issue at hand. The bulk of video game development, design, games, publishing, hardware manufacture, distribution, as an industry, is on an unsustainable trajectory. Remember, guys, this was 3 years ago. He was forecasting the crash that we're currently in right now. The current game crash.
Wow.
Sales have been tanking.
Yeah. The foresight.
He's actually
stunning.
He's Brostradamus, right? Because he hangs out with the retro Brostradamus. Do you even predict the future, bro?
I don't think he hangs out with him now because Retro Bros become hater number 1. So
yeah, it's true. But also, Rab's like hater number 6 because we had to kick him off the show because he couldn't handle it no more. Couldn't hack it.
We didn't. None of that was to do with us. That was television entertainment.
Mere coincidence that we
just picked up where
yeah.
We're just carrying the flame, carrying the torch.
We have absolutely no animosity towards any of our predecessors. We just
I have no stake in this at all. Just my 3 pre-orders.
Rab is the Amico Charles Dickens, paid by the word. Exactly. It sounds like it's written by Chat GPT, maybe. That's a terrible New York accent. Who's doing a New York accent?
It's a rap accent, surely.
Yeah, surely. Where did I leave off? Unsustainable trip. Okay. It has become a cost-prohibitive albatross where the sheer budget needed to make a game of consumer expectation continually nips at creativity, discourages a talent pool from entering game design and programming to work on such massively scoped projects, and ultimately funnels game design and game releases to fewer, tired retread formulas.
I have no idea what that means. This guy is just way above my level.
AAA game publishing, even what would be considered the equivalent of AA game publishing, a step or two removed from the premier tier, is racing toward a point somewhere on the horizon where the cost benefit of producing a game is unreachable by all but the most financially backed publishers and the strongest players in the market. And they can ill afford creative licenses that land a critical commercial flop, let alone successive failures. Much like record labels 30 years ago, much like Hollywood over the last 20, the video game industry is so laser focused on the blockbusters and besting itself, racing towards more effects, more marketing overlay film, more producers and studio work, music, and ever increasing cost and squeezing out creativity, and squeezing out their own price point as a mass produced disposable consumer good. Yeah, I'm confused. I have no fucking clue what the hell he's talking about.
Oh, that's fascinating. I find that incredibly fascinating. Very deep insight into. He's talking about the current status of the gaming industry. I totally get this. We've got all these big AAA games, which are so complicated. They take hours and hours. Like, how many games are we going to get this year, which are 30, 40 hours long? I don't have the time. This speaks to me. We're going to have a console with simple, innovative, pick up and play. No wasting time, none of that Sony faff and that stuff. Just get straight into the game, quick pick me up, great.
What we need is games that are quicker to complete than it is to read a rap post. And that's what we're going to get with the Amico.
I'll be able to beat so many games now with the Amico. Very exciting. And how much are these games going to cost? They're so cheap.
So cheap. Like 10 to like.
You get like 6 games with it for free.
Yeah.
That's the replayability. That'll keep you going for a little while.
6 premium games.
All right. So now he's going to start talking about Sony, apparently. So let's see what he has to say. What are Sony and Microsoft so utterly focused on? Chasing the future. Solid-state drives to process millions of data processes simultaneously. State-of-the-art graphical ray tracing to allow 1 billion objects in a game to act independently and respond to different directions regarding light sources, shadows, and effects. 4K resolutions. Virtual reality. Massive servers that will be able to accommodate cloud computing in thousands of a millisecond. Also, the developers and the publishers can pour resources, ever more resources, into games that will blow your balls off. Away anything you saw over the last few years. Enjoy the effortless swinging from buildings rendered in beautiful 1080p in Spider-Man on your PS4 Pro. Love the textural effects of individual blades of grass swaying in 140 discrete wind patterns during gameplay while taking in the landscape of Red Dead Redemption 2. Quaint. The movers and shakers of the video game industry are making the next big pitches to excite the masses. You want more. You want better. You want your Xbox Series X to give you hyper-realism, the likes of which will give you a moment of emotional catharsis.
That's not what I want.
That's a lot of words that didn't mean a lot of stuff. If that's what the people want, what's the complaint? What's the complaint here? I'm confused.
Some people say the smarter you are, the less words you use to convey a message. But this guy, he bucks the trend. He knows what he's talking about.
He bucks more than a trend, if you know what I mean.
Hey!
Sorry, I got a little runny nose. I was dealing with some snow. you know, right off a hooker's ass. What? All right, let's continue. Because apparently this is why it's going to be bad. We're going to find out eventually somewhere in this wall of text.
I'm buried.
That comes at immense cost. Sony and Microsoft are chasing unreleased AMD processors to do cutting-edge work. Even high-end PCs aren't going to be incorporating for the next couple of years yet. Even Nintendo, a notch or two down, knows to stay in the pool of ported major third-party developers. It'll need to pack a walloping amount of processing power and HD graphics at minimum into its little machine. I mean, Nintendo, 3 years ago, apparently, Rab was basically saying that this shitty system is fucking doomed. I think they've only sold, what, like 100 million? It's only like the best-selling console of all time.
Well, there's 3 billion. There's a market addressable of 3 billion in the gaming industry. 100 million is nothing in that.
That's the real issue with Amico, with Mario. No emotional catharsis. They're East Coast Amicoans. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are all the Amico Forever guys who appear on the show quickly developing Chicago accents? I have no idea. No clue.
Chicago.
You can get both guacameles for $5. That is a tremendous value. 6 AAA games. That's like 6 times 60. I can't even do the math.
That's too much.
Tough math. Yeah.
Go real quick, Bob. What's 6 times 7?
Don't ask me.
67.
So, because apparently I asked you guys on one of the shows sometime back.
But it was very late night for me and Bob when you asked that question. Just like it is now.
42, the meaning of the life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah. But apparently I had asked, I forget what the context was, but I think I just threw it out there real quick. And no one knew the answer. Like, no one was like, because no one was paying attention. And then, like, it became this whole big thing on the internet now, apparently, that you guys are too dumb to do basic math.
I mean, I don't understand brackets. What is it? Brackets, exponents, division, multiplication.
What the fuck is
addition,
brackets?
subtraction, bedmas.
Yeah, but to be fair, he was asking us 6 times 7, Bob. He wasn't asking us to fucking
do quadratic equations or solve them.
Proof Einstein's theory. Yeah.
I like quadratic equations. They're fun to solve. Use bedmass. It's a little secret tip for you.
Yeah. But you have to understand, when you ask these questions, Tony, it is, like, for example, 3:05 a.m. for me and Bob.
Yes.
And
I'm
Bob
not
is high,
exhausted at all.
I thought the one who made a big deal out of it, I forget who. Someone was just like making this big deal about me asking you that question.
It's probably some hate.
I'm not really a detractor.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll ask you guys simpler questions. What's 1 plus 1?
3.
All right.
2.
11. What?
y'all need to remember that by heart. Yeah, I'm just gonna randomly ask you guys now, from now until forever. What's 6 times 7?
I still don't know what it is.
6 times what?
7, Bob.
Don't know. 42.
All right. Where we at? Nintendo processing power into its little machine. And how do you get blown away by ever-increasing games? Why, you throw more resources at them. In 1980, every game was single developer project. Citation needed?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
I don't think this is true. This is I'm gonna go out on a limb, small limb, and say that this is 100% incorrect.
I mean, I don't know. Look at Pac-Man. Very simple game.
Yeah,
only take 5 minutes to bash that up.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there was like the guy who coded it, the guy who did the music, sound effects, right? It's probably like a 3 or 4 person team. But I doubt that these were single developer projects.
Yeah, but come on, be real. Like, the guy who's working on the music isn't working on the game. The guy who's making the game is making the game.
But if he's making the music for the game, isn't that working on the game?
I don't understand what you mean. No, music is music, game is game.
So then Tommy didn't work on any games because he worked on the music.
Well, no, that's a different
did.
story. That's a different. That's like he was the guy who was given the job to design the sound effects for Metroid Prime.
Yeah, and then they built the game around.
He made the music, he made the sounds, then they designed the game around his sounds.
So
that
in
is
effect,
very
designed the game.
unconventional. Very unconventional.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you had someone working on pixels and game design and someone else writing code, which is already two people, which is more than the single developer project I said in the previous sentence. But never mind that. But the typical bestseller game was a one-man show, which I won't name or tell you any games that fall into this typical bestseller one-man show category, but I'm going to just keep going on like if I know what the fuck I'm talking about here.
Wow, that's... Guys, come on. Shigeru Miyamoto, Super Mario. What more do I need to say? He's the guy who made Super Mario. He made the game. He designed the game.
Keiji
Inafune. One man. Who's that?
He's the guy who did Mega Man. How do you not know who Keiji Inafune is?
Yeah. He's a good friend of the show. Yeah.
Good friend of the show.
He's alive, right?
Again, another guy, just one guy. It was his vision. He did it all himself.
Yeah. Okay, so it is. There's only so much cost baked into a one-man project. The hours put into creating his or her masterpiece. And that usually came to 3 to 6 months of the person's time. By the mid-90s, game development had grown to more typically 15 to 20-person teams, perhaps with a little help for specialization when larger studios were concerned, and perhaps a 6 to 10 month production cycle, spending several million to produce a game, inflating cost. By 2005, the typical AAA title was made by a 30 to 50-person studio over the course of better part of a year at a production cost of perhaps 20 to 30 million. Today, 20 million is an under-the-radar smaller publisher project. And
It says on, A-N.
Yeah, but it shouldn't because
and AAA title maybe.
But it shouldn't because AAA starts with a T. AAA.
I'm sure
it's not on AAA. It's not on right? On
I don't know. Rabs knows more than me. He would know.
He knows more than you as well. Tony. Remember that.
Maybe 200 million, 300 million endeavor by a large 350-person studio, taking 2 years to bring to fruition. Okay, so this is so fucking wrong that I don't even know where to first off, does anybody actually know where the term AAA comes from? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you think that's how it was fucking pronounced on AAA?
It comes from a Mexican wrestling company.
No, but seriously, do we know where the term AAA gaming came from?
Is it something to do with batteries?
No.
Well,
it's like the antithesis of.
They use these batteries in old games, so I was wondering, like, the best games had a battery, so AAA means there's more features and quality.
No, well, see what happened. You know, the A's on the battery are for the size. It has nothing to do with the quality of the battery, right?
I disagree.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh, so a AA battery is not as good as a AAA battery?
No, AAA battery is way better.
So what about a D battery?
You wouldn't be saying that the AAA battery was way better if you needed a AA for the thing to work.
Trust me, bit of foil, bit of tape, AAA will do everything.
Yeah, you've been watching Infinite Solutions, it sounds like, Bob.
No, when I was a kid, I had a Game Boy, ran out of AA's. So what I did, I'm smart. I got a big brain. I got 2 9-volt batteries, some foil. True story, 100% true, honest to God. And I used a bit of sellotape, and with a bit of foil,
battery races.
I wired in 2 9-volt batteries into my Game Boy. The red light on it went really bright. Lasted fucking ages. Excuse my language.
Amico's never closing.
Screenshotted.
Amico's never closing.
Nah, what?
DJC's never selling his testing unit. He's got an NDA. Also, 56K Warning knows who Chad Warden is. Oh my God. I'm not the only old memer around. 56K Warning knows. He knows the legend. Anyway, AAA gaming was a term coined in the 90s by a bunch of assholes at conventions. And, in order to put their games over other games, they're like, hey, our games are AAA games. That's why our games are better, guys. Now,
I mean, it seems like an evolution of the Nintendo seal of quality.
yeah, it was something to that effect. But eventually, it came to mean the games that were produced like a blockbuster would be considered like a blockbuster in film, right? So what Rab says here, and this is why people need to start actually looking, researching, and discussing all the shit that he posts and says, right? Because he says here, by mid-90s, game development had grown to typically 15 to 20-person teams with a little help, blah, 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 spending several million to produce a game, right? Several million. The first AAA game that was AAA blockbuster game. Do you know what game that was? Anybody?
USA Super Mario Bros. 2.
Final Fantasy VII, 1997 game. Do you know how much it cost to make that game?
Great game. $500 million.
Okay, stop being
It was on 3 CDs, man.
Sorry,
It's gotta be expensive.
5 billion yen.
$40 to $35 million. So, according to Rab, in 2005, the typical AAA title only cost $20 million. Okay, but the first AAA title in 1997 cost $40 million.
Well, to be fair, it was 4 discs.
Do you not see the stupidity in the statement that Rab is making here?
No, because you get like 3 or 4 discs. That's like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. Plus, remember the artwork as well. It was just ahead of its time, wasn't it? Just like Ram.
Yes.
Used to
See
hate
what
it.
happened.
I think it still stands because Rab is clearly talking about games which shipped on a single form of media.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking about a normal AAA game, not the first AAA game, which cost how much? 45 million. There was like 3 discs. That's like 3. That's even cheaper than what? It's like 15 million per disc.
Yeah.
See what eventually happened.
That's about right. I mean, I'll give him ballpark figures. He said 20 million, 15 million for a disc, 3 discs, 45 million. Yeah, same. Math works out. Big brain.
Math works out. So what happened was, eventually what was considered a AAA game was no longer the top of the top, right? And so games that were coming out on your PlayStation 3, which were just regular normal games, were being considered AAA. And at that time, $20 million was the budget of those kind of titles. Right? So he is in what we would call technically correct, right? But
the best kind of correct.
The best kind of correct, but not in the spirit of what he's trying to say, right? Because again, if you're removing context, right? If you're removing the fact that it was 40 million, then it dropped down because he's trying to say how it keeps increasing the cost, right?
Oh, don't bring up. I know what you mean by PS Triple. Don't bring up those haters.
It's pronounced PS Triple. Yes.
I see what you're doing. Be careful there, 56K Warning. Considering this a warning. I see what you're getting at. Those guys are just haters. Well, they're referring to that awful YouTube channel. I think it's Digital Foundry with those 3 clowns on it.
Yeah.
Who laughed the Amico like completely out the window. Those guys are haters.
Those guys are unprofessional haters.
They're PlayStation fanboys. They're pushing a narrative. They're being paid. You know, they're not. These are people who have, you know, an agenda.
They're not
push their
impartial.
product.
See,
okay.
Anyway, sorry, I'm positivity.
Positivity, but I want to get to this next paragraph here because this is so much shit, so much overblown shit. I'm not even going to read it in the rap voice anymore. I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to skip all the to do, as it were, and just get to the. He says the common theme is to throw more money, more programmers, game designers, specialist resources into these massively expensive titles, all to outsell to the same core audience that ages with your content. That consumer has to have more and better next year, or they'll move on to some other franchise. Incorrect. 100% incorrect. No one is moving on to other franchises. Name one game franchise that ended because consumers moved on to a different one. None. It's none. As long as the games keep coming out, people will keep buying them. People don't stop buying Call of Duty because they're buying FIFA or WWE 2K series, right? People can play more than one game. I don't know if this is like common knowledge or not. Every game needs more detail, more freely explored space, more virtual freedom, and a richer, deeper, immersive game world, except for all the games that don't have any of that. That's all cost, incredible cost. And no single player is pushing against that trend to show any other way, except for all the people buying indie games and all the people buying games that are not the way he describes them. Nintendo, some will say. I can hear the loudest Nintendo champions saying they are pushing against the trend. Only not so much anymore. Their games are still expensive endeavors. We expect Breath of the Wild too. Why would that be a problem? And Xenoblade. Again, I don't. We expect all 48 trillion Pokemon. There's 48 trillion?
Excessive.
And
Absolutely excessive.
And the next Pokemon, shampoo
like
and conditioning. We want 700 fighters in the next Smash Bros. I don't think anybody wants that. Has there even been a next Smash Bros. Since? I think it's been like this Smash Bros. For like the last 4 years, right?
Yeah,
4 or 5 years.
it seems Mario Kart.
Yeah, they're not consumer friendly.
That's all they have on the Switch. It's just Mario Kart, Smash Bros, and pornography.
And Pokemon.
Pokemon
pornography.
Well, Pokemon is like pornography, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we don't. Consumers don't per se, but a vociferous community of YouTube commentators surely do want to project their fever dreams as though they spoke on behalf of the mad consumer. So apparently, consumers don't want this stuff. Us YouTubers are telling you that consumers want it, but we're idiots who don't know what consumers want. Rab, on the other hand, he knows what the consumer wants. There is no challenge, no serious contender to throw their hat into the ring with the premise of a different model until Intellivision pitched their vision. I swear to God, if there is a game developer out there listening, I'm going to pitch you a game right now. Okay, are you ready for it? It is a Mega Man clone, right? But with the story of Terminator. So what it is you are going to play as the Amico 3000 from the future that comes back in time to save Tommy Tallarico from being assassinated by the haters. And then through a Mega Man style gameplay, you go through 8 different hater levels, each with a hater boss. You get a hater weapon. And then you have to fight the ultimate haters, Pat and Ian, to save Tommy Tallarico. But you also get help. You know how Mega Man gets weapons from the bosses, but instead of weapons from the haters, because you don't want nothing from the haters, you also rescue Amico fans. So you rescue Turbo Joe, and then your character gets turbo speed.
Genius.
You might rescue Cyrus, and you get video game virus skills, and now you can infect the hater robots. So hit me up. I only want 80 to 90% of all the income. You'll do all the programming, all the art, all the assets, all the music, all the marketing. But I will take 80 to 90% of the profit.
Gatoros, where are you?
So just let me know. All right. Mobile and indies have filled a niche for smaller, leaner games to prove they have consumer appeal and have taken a lion's share of the video game market. Not quite, right? Because see, he's putting mobile and indie together, right?
Right.
And it's like, mobile, yes, indie, no, right? It'd be like saying mobile and hardcore gay games, right? Like, yeah, if you put those two things together, because mobile dominates so much, anything plus mobile, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think indies. It's not like mobile 60%, indies 20%, and then everything else is regular gaming, right? But that's been largely written off as a time-wasting, trivial market, mobile, and as a passing fad, indies. No, it's not. Very popular indie games, Hades, a whole bunch of other games that I can't name off the top of my head right now because I'm tired. And as far as mobile is not a trivial market. It is the largest growing market as far as monetization is concerned, right? A lot of those games, a lot of those time wasters are making big bank. Unfortunately, success has crowded the market to the point that it's neither sustainable nor likely that a given publisher developer will see success in either the mobile or the indie developer market publishing to the larger consoles. Yeah. No fucking developers have made any money in the last 3 fucking years. Too much shovelware. Too much clutter. The consumer, Johnny Casual, doesn't have a clue what's good on the mobile app marketplace or how to find it. They're fucking clueless. Johnny Casual just like he fires up the eShop and he's like, what does all this stuff do? I don't know how to work a video game machine.
It's very overwhelming.
Yeah, Apple and Google may give some curation, but that's still simply suggestive picks, not tailored to his interest, not easily searched. Right? Yeah, because I don't know about Apple, but definitely on the Google Play Store, there's definitely not a search bar in which you could put things, and then things pop up to go with the thing that you put. So if you put like baseball game, like all the baseball games pop up, right? It's definitely not a thing that exists. It's just ideas. I put in baseball and they just kind of, throw football games at me or wrestling or like hand model games.
Sounds very complicated. I like the idea of getting a console, little card, tap it, game installs, simple, sorted.
Yeah, easy.
Easy.
Easy. Anyone could do it.
I wanted to try and get to the end of Sun Tzu's Art of War here, but I've run out of time, gentlemen. I'm gonna have to bid you farewell.
You know what? We could save this for the next stream. We could put a pin in this. We'll put a pin because it has been an hour and 42 minutes.
How much longer does this thing go on for?
It goes on for quite a fucking while. Forever. Yeah, there's like 5 or 6.
Listen, we're here forever, so we've got forever.
Yeah, we need something for next week anyway, right? So we're gonna put a pin in it. We'll come back. We'll circle back around. Finbar has to drive his car to the left side. Thank you all for joining us on this Amico Forever. Thank you guys for appreciating what we do here with all the silliness that we do. And as always, well, Bob, you go ahead. You could say it, Bob.
Stay positive.
Love, peace, and booty.